So there's just this big unknown out there, and every time you drop a probe in the ocean, you don't know what you're gonna see, and so I really like the sense of adventure.
Well, I study the ocean because I love the ocean, and I love it for lots of different reasons. One is because it's a really exciting place to do science, to do physics, to learn about different processes that are controlling the ocean climate and interactions with the climate.
I study the ocean because it's fascinating. It's a process of constant evolution. You're constantly learning.
So I can surf and learn about surf.
It's a pretty easy question, really. I mean, you've got almost most of the world covered by water, so why wouldn't you study the ocean, considering that it houses, you know, such important processes and animals that actually shape the terrestrial environment that we have. So.
I am specifically interested in the ocean sediments because they carry a lot of information about past climate, and that's very important for our understanding of future climate.
You want to know why I want to study the ocean? This is why. 16 plastic bags per metre of coastline in the world going into the ocean every day, according to this article. This scientist. I've got to find out if it's true.
I'm really interested in how biological and physical processes work together to regulate the productivity of the ocean.
Well, I've always grown up around the ocean, and I've always been interested to learn more about it, and that led me to decide to study the ocean. And now I'm interested in the link between phytoplankton and zooplankton, as well as other things, especially physical processes.
Well, I study the ocean because I find the organisms that live in the ocean absolutely fascinating, and I love what it teaches about us, about our own biology and our own evolution.
I study the ocean because it's beautiful, incredibly complex, and also it's a very big player in the way that the climate is changing, and the way that we can live our life, and the way that the planet that we're going to live for our children and for the future generations. So.
Well, the ocean is a really complex system, and why I'm studying it, because it provides these really difficult problems, and these problems are getting answers to these problems, actually answering questions about the whole world, like how everything is interacting with each other. And while we're studying just physics, we can understand what is happening with biology, what is happening with geology. And ocean is, in my opinion, ocean is the only one media on this planet where actually all these processes are interconnected, and this complexity is really driving me crazy. So
I actually never planned to study the ocean. I was studying physics and looking for a way to make it applicable to the world that we live in. And I met a bunch of oceanographers, and they were this group of super friendly, interesting, passionate people, and I realized that I wanted to do what they did, and so I became a physical oceanographer.
One person can do look at theory and run models and go out and make observations and develop instruments, and so there's this other sense of adventure that you can just kind of, use every tool that you can think of to try to figure out what might be happening, in the ocean. So
the ocean is such a key part of how our planet functions that it's really important that we understand the ocean, and therefore we can understand our planet much better.
It would be kind of silly not to study the ocean, in my opinion.
I like playing in and around the ocean a lot, and it's a really valuable resource for us, and we have to be really careful about what we do in the future to make sure that we can always keep playing in the ocean.
The ocean is just a fascinating place, and it's just an incredible chance to be able to study it.
In some ways, being an oceanographer is one of the last jobs where you still get to be an explorer, and I love that, going out and having that sense of discovery.
The feeling of, going out and finding something new.